Good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. The video's a little later than normal because I got a new phone, finally got it all set up, and now you can see this mug in HD. So last night, I'm on the internet looking around and I see this thing about Rutgers University. And I was like, what the fuck? So, of course, it had Rutgers University English department changing grammar standards. I'm like, what? So apparently Rutgers University, in solidarity, this is their words, in solidarity with Black Lives Matter. Again? So somebody else in solidarity with Black Lives Matter. So they said, and the original email was sent out when? Juneteenth. So they're basically saying that they are going to lower, now they didn't use the word lower, but this is what they're doing. They're going to lower the grammar standards in their English department, meaning when you turn in a paper or you're in a discussion and you're a person of color, you don't have to speak proper English. They said because some students, some people of color and indigenous peoples don't come from environments where proper grammar is commonly spoken or used, or access to it isn't readily available. Stop with this access bullshit. If you can be on Instagram and Facebook Live and Twitter and shit, you got access. I can't fucking stand that. No access. They don't have access to good education or access to healthcare. Fucking get it. What are you talking about? Like you can't get out of the hood. You walk to the edge of the hood and there's a fucking electric fence and you can never leave. Man, get out of here with that shit. You got access to the internet. You got access. Period. But for these poor little colored people and these poor little indigenous people, I guess they mean Indians. I thought we were all indigenous people. This is the only place that I've ever come from. So wouldn't that make me indigenous too? Wouldn't that make anybody who was born and raised here indigenous? So because these poor colored people and Indians can't get to the library, they don't come from people in homes that speak proper English, instead of them learning it. And keep in mind, this is a university. So by the time you get to college, you should know how to fucking speak good. So instead of accepting students that meet the criteria, they change the criteria, but not for everyone. Don't forget, this is not for everyone. If you're white, get out of here. It's not for you. It's for the people of color. I take that back. If you're white or Chinese, because they shit on the Chinese too in the college system. So if you're not white or Chinese, this is for you. They're going to lower the standards. So what? You could turn in a paper with ebonics? How do you spell Yamin? How the fuck you spell that? Now, of course, in everyday life, we speak slang. Ain't, gonna, can't, that kind of stuff. I call that low-level slang. But when you're in a scholastic setting, you're in school, you're doing a paper, a report, you got to dig into your proper English chest. You got to pop that open and use your best English. When you go to a job interview or church or a funeral, don't you put on your best clothes? Well, when you're doing schoolwork, use your best grammar. Why would you? The bigotry of low expectations. You're not preparing these kids. When you go to boot camp, they're breaking you down physically and mentally so they can rebuild you as a good soldier, airman, sailor, whatever branch you're in. Navy's the best. But they're building you up so when you get out in the world, you get out in the field, in the fleet, wherever, you're prepared. You can hump that sack all day. You can carry stuff around. You can lift heavy mooring lines. You can function in your new environment. If you lower the standards when you get out in said environment, you won't be prepared and you won't last. It's like affirmative action with colleges. Over 80% of these kids fail. They dropped out of school because they shouldn't have been there in the first place. So when you lower these grammar standards for kids, you're sending a bunch of dumbasses out in the world who can't speak and write properly. So when their application or their resume comes across the desk of a potential hirer, if that's a word, they're going to read it and go, who let their 6-year-old write their fucking resume and give it to me? Meanwhile, you're going to have a white or Chinese person who was held to a high standard in college, whose resume is going to blow your elementary school Fisher-Price bullshit out of the water. Who's going to get the job? Them. Then you're going to say it's what? Racism. It's a sick, disgusting fucking cycle. You lowering the standards helps no one. And again, it creates animosity when you give certain people special treatment. When you treat colored folk like the Fabergé eggs of ethnicities. They can't handle any hardship, no loud noises, bright lights. You can't raise your voice to them. You can't reprimand them. They can't handle it. Why? I don't know, because it's slavery or some stupid shit that you never experienced. I can't go up in a hospital never having, and be a doctor never having experienced medical school. So how the fuck can I call on slavery, calling that or making that the reason I can't get ahead in life if I never experienced it? This shit is so dumb. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't even read the whole fucking article. I'll put it in the description box. You can read it yourself. If I read the word diversity and inclusion one more time, I was going to throw up. It's all in the language. That's how it starts. Language. It's innocent. We're just changing the words, that's all. We're not going to call it that anymore. We're going to call it this. But words equate perception. If that's what you call it, that's what you're going to see it as. That's what you're going to treat it like. So when you change the words, you're starting to change everything else. The words are the beginning, the language. They attack that first, and everything else follows suit. Why would you lower the grammar standards? Why would you fuck with them at all? And if you are, raise them, if anything. Don't lower them. Why would you do that? If there's a certain if there's a pool of people that you're not finding grammatical success with, then don't dip in that pool. Go to places where you can find kids who are qualified. And if kids from said pool become qualified, then accept them too. But if you can't cut it, you can't fucking cut it. Period. Failure is okay. I can handle failure if I failed on my own. If I was held to the same standards as everybody else and I failed, I can sleep at night. But if you change the rules for me, you're making it fucking awkward out here. If you're giving all these perks and all this praise to one group, the other ones not getting the praise, who are working even harder, how do you think they're going to treat that person when you leave the room? If you got 3 kids, you give one a lollipop and leave the room, what do you think the other 2 are going to do or say to the one with the fucking lollipop? You think they're going to be happy and kind? I don't think so. So the very people, the people of color that you're trying to help, you're fucking them. Leave the standards alone. If you can't meet the standards, look elsewhere. That's the problem. Instead of going somewhere else where they can be accepted, where they can be successful, no. I don't want to meet your standards. I want to change them. You let me in here. No, go somewhere else where you're qualified. I couldn't, but and that's basically Ebonics. Just what they did with Ebonics. No, don't make them speak proper English. Just bring their stupid ass slang words into this shit. Slang is fine, but it's not proper English. It's not. They're two different things. In certain situations, in certain settings, you are supposed to use proper English so people can understand you and know what the fuck you're trying to say. Is that so crazy? When did that become taboo? And another thing, because of my new phone, so my phone wasn't working, so I hooked up the SIM card. So I listened to terrestrial or regular radio this morning on the way to work. Holy shit. So I come across, this station used to be a conservative talk station. I heard it changed to a Christian station, and now it is B.I.N. radio. Parched. What is B.I.N. radio? Black Information Network. Now, I think I spoke about this a few videos back. This is basically leftovers. This is a derivative of this fucking George Floyd situation, right? This is part of the bowing. This is part of the kowtowing. This is part of people sacrificing themselves at the altar of whatever this shit is. So Black Information Network is black news for black people by black people. Man, if I hear the word black one more fucking time. And it's not even a regular radio station. There's no shows. There's no host. There's no format. It's just information. It's just a long commercial. Like in entertainment news today, what is it? A necessary black movie. A movie I guess you have to see starring a black person, whatever the fuck that is. So it was like, oh, in 2001, Will Smith, black, and black people, it tackled black issues, black people, everything, every other word was black. Black, try Black this. It's an app instead of Uber for black business owners, black in Atlanta today, black, and black, and black, black, and black, black. Everything was fucking black this and black that. I feel like I was watching that scene from CB4. Cause I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blackity black, cause I'm black, y'all, and I'm blickety black. If you never seen that movie, look up the scene. Just put CB4 black. And this dude, in the movie, he's a rapper, and he's like one of these super militant pro-blacks, wears a dashiki and all that. And he makes this song called I'm Black. But the only lyrics to the song are, I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all. That's what it says through the whole song. That's what this bullshit radio station sounded like. And today, black and Black History Today, black, and all the people talking in the commercials are black. The people they're talking about are black. So my next question is, what the fuck for? What does that do? You can't, and no one else could have that. Well, I mean, maybe if they're colored, they could. But you know damn good and well, if there was a W.I.N. network, the White Information Network, there'd be a problem. Well, Jericho, everything is white. No, it's not. You damn sure couldn't call it that. Let someone make a radio station called White Information Network. They'd be like, hey guys, today we're going to start what's that? We're shut down. All right, bye. That's how long that shit would last. And you know it. But you know what? Anybody should be able to make a station like that. If there's a White Information Network, fine. If you like it, listen. If you don't, Listen to something else. When do we lose the ability to change the station or click on another page or go to another business? Don't watch it if you don't like it. But that'll never happen because you know damn good well ain't gonna be no white information network, period. That shit ain't gonna happen. It couldn't, right? Because they're racist or whatever. But listening to this shit, and I was thinking, how does someone who's not black feel about listening to this? You feel pretty left out. Like the story I told a couple videos ago about growing up in going to predominantly Mexican schools, and the celebration and the hoopla that would be that they would have about Cinco de Mayo. Any other holiday, don't give a fuck. Cinco de Mayo, they had mariachi bands walking around the school playing music. Yes. All around the school. Food booths, guest speakers, extended lunch. And during that assembly, when they had the guest speaker, we felt left out. Those of us who weren't Mexican felt like we shouldn't have been sitting there because they weren't talking to us. So I imagine that's how people feel when you have some bullshit like the Black Information Network. It was a waste of time and it was repetitive. I listened to it again on my lunch break because I had to see where it was going. And it was the same commercials over and over again. So the Black Information Network is a radio station that you can only listen to for an hour before it starts repeating itself. Wow, that's a real win. Thanks a lot, man. You really hooked us up. What does that even mean? Black Information Network, man. If that's what it's going to be, cancel that shit because it was dumb. It was just a bunch black. I wish you guys, everybody lived around here so you could hear it. Maybe you can online. It's on 910 AM. It's a station out of San Francisco, of course. The liberal taint of America. So if you can find it online, check it out. I guarantee you can't stand more than 5 minutes of that shit. All or nothing. Either everybody can do everything and say what they want, or nobody can. This picking and choosing buffet style shit is wrong. It's mean, it's wrong, and it's fucking destructive. It needs to fucking stop. You're gonna get people hurt. How long you think these other groups of people are gonna stand by not getting shit while everybody else gets everything? How long? Man, let me get up out of here to go to enjoy my beautiful wife and kids. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell, because every time it rings, a piece of shit liberal cries. Get your Jericho Green notification tone link in the description box. Utilize the PayPal link and the Teespring link to get your green gear. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.